Well, welcome back to another video, and I want to say happy holidays. Hope everyone has had a great 2019. It's crazy that this year is just about over, and it's crazy that we're going into a whole new decade. So as the title says, I will be reviewing Rocky 5. Now, Rocky 5. Some people, in fact a lot of people put this film down. A lot of people call this the worst Rocky movie. Um, for me, I actually enjoy Rocky 5. Um, but yeah, there's some moments in there like, but I don't think Rocky 5 it's a bad movie as a lot of people claim it's being. I think of I do think part 4 or part 3 is better. But basically you start off Rocky. Now here's the thing: people really hate that Rocky loses everything. Rock because at the beginning of the movie you learn Rocky loses his money, his home, he loses every single thing, everything. My thoughts on that is, I don't mind it. Like, I kind of get the message they was sending off. Like, you can lose everything around you. You can lose all the materialistic items. You can lose your money. You can lose everything. But it's what you have that matters. And it's really going back to the first Rocky. Rocky in this one, he loses everything, but he still has his fans. He still has his family. He's still very respected, and that's what matters. And Rocky sees that throughout the film. So I do see the message they was going with, and they just wanted to go back to the basics, which I get. I get that they wanted to go back to the basics. I get the message they were sending, but then you had a couple other messages in there, and it kind of like over flooded. I was thinking, as I was watching Rocky 5, it came to my assumption. Not a lot of people, have thought about this, but I do. Rocky 5 feels like it's two movies in one. Feels like it's two movies in one. You got the stuff where Rocky obviously has some health problems. He has a hole in his membrane. He has some health problems. Again, there's even like I said, Rocky loses everything, but even that feels like it's kind of like just put there to move the story along. It's not, I can't really find the word I'm looking for, but it feels like it's just there to be there to move the story along. And Rocky's kid starts to act out. He starts to act out. And that's thing too, that's kind of, the nitpick that I have with it is Rocky's kid. Rocky's kid, I wouldn't really call him a brat, but kind of because like Rocky's kid, he should know like Rocky has always supported his son. He always encouraged him to do whatever. There's even a scene where Rocky is looking at his drawings and just being happy about his kid doing drawings, and then then his son turns around and acts like Rocky has never bonded with him or anything. You know what I mean? And I kind of like, really? Like, Rocky's son in this, he's probably, what, about 10 or 10 or 12. Probably 12. And it's like, you would think, like, okay, he's older, you think he would know, they have a bond, but Rocky prefer, you know what I mean? It's, okay. But, again, you do kind of say, yeah, maybe at the same time, Rocky is spending too much time with Tommy Gunn. Maybe you can see that in the film, and yeah, like Rocky does. But again, at the same time, it's like Rocky's son, he should know that boxing is Rocky's life, and you would think you know that, you know what I mean? So that's my small nitpick on is Rocky's son. That's my small nitpick. Is just the way Rocky's son comes off when he just goes on a tangent, like, oh, you've never been there, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, boy, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, your dad has always been there. Like, he's always bonded with you. Like, don't act like that. Like, don't act up. You know what I mean? The character Tommy Gunn. Again, the character Tommy Gunn. when he, you know, basically when he's like, okay, well, I want Rocky to train me, and then when Tommy Gunn, you know, when Tommy basically becomes a sellout and betrays Rocky, that feels forced. Again, the stuff that Rocky deals with, the stuff that Tommy's dealing with, the stuff, you know, that everyone's really dealing with, feels like it's two movies in one. Um, I don't know if I'm probably the only person that has noticed that, but this feels like it's two movies in one. Um, you know, some of the stuff feels forced, some of the stuff feels very rushed. I'm not, you know, here's like, this film doesn't feel rushed. I'm not saying it feels rushed, but what I'm saying is some scenes feels rushed, some parts just feel like it's there to be there to move the story along. Like you have this over the top boxing promoter who's like put the muscle, you know, put the hustle behind the muscle, which is too over the top, and it doesn't fit a Rocky movie. You know, that over the top promoter, he's just basically there again to be there to move the story along. You know what I mean? He really has no purpose to be there. He's just there to be there. Let's be honest on that. So now the street fight. Now Rocky street fighting, again, it doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't bother me. I know someone was like, oh my god, that's such a holdback. It's not a holdback. I still, again, the whole Rocky doing a street fight doesn't bother me. Like, do you really think that Rocky was, you know, gonna let Tommy Gunn beat him? No, he wasn't. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's kind of like, they kind of make Rocky out as a street fighter. And he's never been like that, you know what I mean? So, kind of making Rocky out to be a street fighter just a little bit to move the story along kind of takes away from what Rocky is. He's a professional boxer. Yes, he may know some other fighting moves, but he's not a street fighter. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he's like Rocky would still win the fight in the ring. And of course, Rocky don't need a ring. Like, I like that line when Rocky says that. Like, Rocky don't need a ring. Like, I like that line where Rocky says, I don't need a ring. I like that line because it's true. Like, Rocky is a professional boxer, but as well, he's a professional fighter. He's a professional fighter. So, kind of, hinting at, oh, he's a straight fighter. No, Tommy Gunn's the straight fighter. But, okay. We gotta move the story along, so okay. So, but the whole straight fight thing really doesn't bother me. It's just like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't bother me. But, I mean, like I said, the whole straight fight scene doesn't bother me. It's just like, okay, well, I was expecting Rocky and Tommy to get in the ring. See, that again, it feels like it's two movies. Because I remember the first time I seen this movie, the first time I seen Rocky 5, the first time I seen this movie was probably about 4 or 8 years ago when I saw this movie. And I seriously thought they was going to get in the ring. Like, I thought it was going to be an extra scene. Well, maybe they would have, the street fight. But then they would, like, get in the ring. Well, they would get in the ring and that'd be the end of the movie. And Rocky would win. No. Huh. So, it's just quite interesting, Again, I like the street fight. It doesn't bother me. Do have some nitpicks about it, like trying to make Rocky out as a street fighter, trying to force that on a character that's already established and developed. Kind of really doesn't work. I don't think that works. Forcing a new layer onto the character. Rocky is already a developed character in this franchise. He's the lead character. So why would you add kind of a secret layer in there that as a viewer you kind of have to go, oh, I noticed that. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those small little nitpicks that I will have to say. But regardless, there's no training montage in the scene. That's one huge negative that I have with this. There's no training montage. Where's the training montage? Well, you can say Rocky training Tommy Gunn. Oh, that's a training montage because it's like the first one. No. It doesn't even come close to the first one or even the second one. You know what I mean? Like part 4 had one of the best Rocky montages. Okay, we thought, okay, well, Tommy Gunn will get a cool training montage of Rocky training him. Nope. Okay. Okay. I mean, whatever. But there's no training montage in here, which is interesting. You have there's so many plot lines, so many storylines. As a viewer, there's not much rewatchability in this movie, partly because there's so much going on. It feels like it's 2 movies in one. It doesn't feel like it's one movie. It feels like part of this, right? It feels like part of this was, just, it feels like part of this, right, was just Rocky, dealing with life and dealing with, like, kind of like the first Rocky, what he should do next. Should he listen to Adrian? What should he do? Then you got the other half where it's basically, Rocky becoming a manager now, becoming a trainer. Then the other part is almost like a Tommy Gunn movie. So you kind of have all these plots going on. It feels like it's 2 movies. It doesn't feel like it's one cohesive movie. It feels like it's 2 movies. It's just a little off for me. Like I said, I gave Rocky 1 a 10 out of 10. 2, I gave 10 out of 10. Rocky 3, a 10 out of 10. Rocky 4, a 10 out of 10. This is the first one that I have to give an 8.5 to. But the thing about it is, I still enjoy Rocky 5. I think it's really good, really well made, but there's just small things that nitpick. You know what I mean? Like again, like the whole Rocky's son kind of acting out, basically out of nowhere. Like I said, like when Rocky's son knows, you know what I mean? But he still acts out, so you have that. Again, if that was fleshed out a little bit more, maybe in another movie, then yeah, I would have seen that. But, just a lot of stuff is going on. So I have to give Rocky 5 an 8.5. For the sole purpose of it, there's just too much going on. It just feels like it's 2 movies. There's like it's just like so much in on one plate. It feels like there's so much on one plate. You got so much on one plate. It's just like, okay, I'd rather watch Rocky 3. I'd rather watch Rocky 2. You know what I mean? So that is my review for Rocky 5. Like I said, this is a okay Rocky movie, but it's still enjoyable, still have fun, still have a blast, a really cool soundtrack. People hate on this film. You can hate on it if you want. We all have opinions. It's not, here's a opinion is not set in stone. We all have opinions. That's just how it is. So I want to know, what do you think of Rocky 5? Do you think it's the worst one ever? Again, the thing is, there's not a bad Rocky movie. There's not. So that is my opinion on Rocky 5. I'd give it an 8.5. Still really good, still well made, but not the strongest. I will agree with people on that. It's not the strongest, but if you did enjoy the review for Rocky 5, why not smack that like button? We'll highly appreciate it. Smack that like button so the video can be put in the algorithm. I appreciate that. Please subscribe if you're a first time viewer. Hit that little notification bell. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Rocky 5? And until next time.